what to do. There's virtually nothing that is new anybody's going to say. And we're just hoping and praying that God gives us the will to act and to do right at the leadership level. Now, the topic is engineering, panacea to addressing developmental deficit and unemployment in Nigeria. Engineering is a generic word, the way I'm looking at it today. Because if you want to talk strictly about engineering and engineers within the framework of the educational system that we will have narrowed ourselves. But I just want to say that when we talk about engineering today, we are talking about engineers, we are talking about technicians, we are talking about technologies, we are talking about artisans. And I plead that we use that generic word engineering to describe all of them. The reason it's not far-fetched, we all know that there's hardly nothing an engineer can do without support of the technologists and the technicians and of course the artisans. And of course, we know that something fundamentally has gone wrong, in my own opinion, in the training of engineers in our country today, and there is a need to do some kind of reversal. What am I talking about? I remember back in the university days. Oh, by the way, I attended the best university in Nigeria as far as engineering. I know that my brothers from UI will be talking. Let me explain this to them so that they can remember where we are coming from. You know, in those days, it's the almighty June, and we all applied. There were just about 5 universities in Nigeria at that time. It's in order of importance, University of Lagos. Okay, the oldest is University of Ibadan. University of Ife, ABU, Usuka, and later Benin joined. And in those days, if you wanted to study engineering, you're looking at mechanical, electrical, civil, that's about it. And then these people from University of Ibadan didn't know how to start engineering. They started with technology. So this is what they did, and quite expectedly, and they will now be telling us that they are the best. So back then at the University of Lagos, you know that it's usually 3-year course, later it became 4 years, but then the normal thing is that it's mechanical, electrical, civil, architectural, environmental design was also good, but we didn't really reckon with them, And then usually about 100 students are admitted into the first year, 25, in which of those departments. And our teachers will tell us that, look, we're not in the business of producing many engineers. No. I remember Professor Adekola, who was taking us strength of material, would come to class and say, look, you people, you are making noise. You think that you are the best. We want, in this class, we have the best from BBHS in Abeokuta, the best from KC, the best from CKC. And so all these 100 people that I'm talking to here today, we don't want to produce more than 25% or 50% maximum. So half of you will fail. And of course, everybody will keep quiet and nobody wants to be part of the people who will fail. That is how it was then. But later on, so many other institutions started introducing engineering. And before you knew what was going on, we were now producing more engineers than technicians, and more technicians than artisans. And a number of people do not understand that this is the crisis we have today in the industry, because there are no artisans available to do the work. So people have qualified as engineers, but there are no supporting people in that industry. So part of, I think, what we need to aggressively look at And of course, those of you who are in the building industry appreciate, and it's a big shame that you can't find masons, you can't have good carpenters, you can't have good electricians in Nigeria. You have to go to Benin and Togo to find. Even people can paint well. It's really such a challenge. So I just think that part of what my colleagues are here, some of them are in the committees of education, is to see how we can reverse this trend. Then going back to the topic, engineering as a panacea for addressing developmental deficits and unemployment in Nigeria. You will agree with me that the biggest problem we have today in our country is unemployment. It's the biggest challenge that we have. But I have always wondered why this should be so. Because without sounding modest, I remember when I was governor in Ogun State, and we tried all our hands how we can improve employment, white-collar jobs and all of that. After finishing that, we now said, look, we have more than enough people now in the civil service, in the public service, teaching service. Then we have infrastructural deficit, and the way we are going, we will not make progress if we think that it's only foreign companies that can do our work. It's not going to happen. As a matter of fact, part of what I then said to myself while I was in Ogun State is that a country deserves the engineering it gets. And there is no way this model that we're running, believing that we have to award contracts in billions to foreign companies, with this rate, for the next 2,000 years, we will not have tarred all the roads in Nigeria. So it means that generations unborn will still have to come. And then we go to other places in Europe, it's nearly impossible to see a road that is not tarred. The solution is very, very simple. They say the Rome were built by the Romans. Nigerians have to build Nigeria. It's as simple as that, and it starts here. I performed that experiment in Ogun State. I made a vow. I said, look, except where I cannot find a Nigerian who can do the job, it's not possible for me to give any job to the with due respect. And I said, if the Nigerian gets the job and wants to go and hire a foreign supervisor, that's his business, but I'll give the job to a Nigerian. And in 8 years, I'm very, very proud. No job went outside the shores of Nigeria in 8 years. The reason why I'm saying this is that when you look at the challenge of unemployment we have in our country, that is the bane. I worked in a German farm, I know the process. So you give us a job, that's fine. The first instruction I will get from my head office in Hamburg is that Engineer Daniel, yes sir, go to First Bank, my friend Ubira Sabia is there. That money that you were paid, go and pay it to First Bank Ubira Sabia, it will be remitted to Hamburg. And so the money is in Hamburg. They will be struggling to do the job here. We'll be struggling to, and we can even go and take a loan, local loan to do the job. But you see, the money, the capital is already represented to Germany. And the model that we're having today is not too different. So we will not be able to make progress if we do not domesticate, in my opinion, close to 95% of our consumption. Let's domesticate it there. The job that our people are doing is inferior. Yes, let it be inferior. We will learn from our mistakes.